Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the live stream today. Going to be doing some HF here this afternoon. I think we're looking pretty good. Maybe I should adjust this a little bit. That better? That's better. Yeah, we'll go with that. Uh, Super excited to have you guys on here today. Conditions have been just phenomenal the last, I don't even know how long it's been now, probably 4 or 5 days. I mean, conditions have been really good. So I'm excited to get out there and see what the bands are like. I've been operating a lot of FT8 this weekend, but I want to get out there and do a little bit of phone action. So I thought I'd share it with you guys since I was going to get on phone anyways. Go ahead. I'm kind of moving my screen around here a little bit. But yeah, it sounds really good out there right now. Thanks for coming by and hanging out and talking, and this will hopefully be a lot of fun. So as you guys come into the chat, let me know if I have actually fixed my audio issue. Because if you can't tell, I'm using the boom mic to feed the audio now. I did some re-engineering on the live stream here, so you guys should be getting really good audio. So let me know if you guys are hearing that on your side. It should be good. I spent a lot of hours this weekend messing with that. Turn this down a little bit. So welcome in, guys. Say hello in the chat. Let me know what you're up to before we get into making some contacts here. Awesome. Thanks so much. Good to have you in there. OH6KXL. Good to see you. Lionel, awesome. Glad it sounds good. And I think I got it figured out now. I was having problems where the audio would desync, where my lips wouldn't match the audio. And I think doing it the way I'm doing it now, we should have that problem solved. You got fingers crossed. So, have you guys been on the bands today or this weekend? How have the conditions been where you're at? Let me know. Again, FT8's been just phenomenal here the last couple of nights. Yesterday was great. I'll share a quick story with you guys. So last night I was up way too late. You know, I have a 2-year-old, so I'm going to bed at like 9 o'clock most nights, you know, on the weeknights. Last night I was up until 2:30 in the morning, and I hadn't even had a drink. I wasn't at the bar or anything. A little old for that these days, but I was on super late. And guess who I heard on 40 meter FT8? If you follow me on Twitter at K0LWC, you already know the answer to this, but take a guess what I worked. I'll let you guys go in the chat. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so I'm sitting there watching my grid tracker, and who pops up? Antarctica. Yes, Antarctica popped up. I was so jacked up about that. So I was able to actually log Antarctica. It's the, what's the call sign? I think it's like 8J1RL. It's the Japanese research station down at Antarctica on 40 meters, like 1:30 in the morning last night. And he was minus 22. I was plus 4. I was audible in Antarctica on 40 meters. I was so jacked. And it was one of those contacts where he just faded in a little bit for maybe a couple minutes. And then as soon as I was done, I didn't see him. I don't know that if he just got off the air, if conditions changed, but I was so freaking jacked to be able to log Antarctica on 40 meters. That's like International Space Station, Antarctica. That's 1, 2 out of my 3 bucket list contacts. And that is the third one that is not there is I want to get EME, moon bounce. I want to be able to bounce my call sign off the moon and back. If I can do that, I got EME and moon bounce, future, Antarctica taken care of, and International Space Station. My 3 bucket list contacts that I've always wanted the most will be off my list. So I said that'll be fun. All right, so let me go ahead and take a look at the bands here, find a nice spot for us to sit down. Let's try to go right about here. So I said, if you haven't been on the bands recently, make sure you get out there because the bands are excellent. SFI has been above 100. Sunspot numbers have been hovering around 100. They've as high as 124, which is awesome. I haven't seen numbers above 100 consistently for multiple days in a row in years, which is why I wanted to get out here and do some work here on HF today. All right, so I think we found a good spot. Let me just make sure I got my logbook ready, because that's fairly important, right? I want to make sure I'm logging my contacts. That would be good. All right, you got that up there. Let's move him over. Okay. All right, well, let's start throwing out a call and see who we got out there today. Foot pedal where I need it. Sure, I got my mic in. The power looks good. Everything looks good. Is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? K0LWC. All right, we got nothing there. CQ20, CQ20, calling CQ. Calling CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters from Kilo 0, Lima, Whiskey Charlie, calling CQ20. CQ20, CQ20 meters, CQ20 meters from Kilo 0, Lima, Whiskey Charlie, calling CQ20 meters and standing by for a call. KM4 GBK in Orlando. Good afternoon. Thanks for popping in.
How are you doing this afternoon, Matt? You doing okay?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. What are you up to?
Just watching the rain right here at the present moment.
Oh, you guys are getting some rain finally, huh? After that little bit of a dry spell with the hurricane, kind of blocked all the rain for a while, but now you guys are getting some moisture again?
Oh, yeah, we got some, we got a week and a quarter just in the last hour or so.
I have a little bit of noise roll over the top of me here. It's my LED lights. Oh, well, very good. I mean, I would hate to think that Florida ever actually needs rain because, I mean, you guys always seem to have a ton of it anyways. Like, we're up here in a drought in Minnesota, which is kind of weird, too, because Minnesota typically doesn't get a lot of droughts. But my yard looks a little bit crispy up here, Jim. The sprinklers have been working overtime. Over. This noise will pass over in a second. All right, Jim, I think I'm just getting hammered here by some local noise on my end here in the shack. So let me just see if you're still there. I think it's going to roll past me here in just a second. But, Jim, you still there? KM4 GBK from K0LWC.
Oh, yeah, you can probably hear me a little better now. I was on the wrong antenna.
Oh, yeah, that's a big difference.
I looked there and said, oh, what am I doing talking on that one?
Yeah, that's a huge difference. What was the antenna change there?
Oh, I got a wire up there, but then I switched back to the vertical. I got sitting about 4 or 5 feet off the ground with a counterpoise on it, and 40 watts, that's all I'm doing.
Well, you're doing great. You're 5 and 6, 56 up here in the Twin Cities today with your relatively low power there.
Hey, Roger on that. Well, I could beef it up, but I don't feel like tuning the amplifier. You know how that goes.
Yeah, well, I said at 5 and 6. I mean, you're perfectly readable. Sounded really, really nice. So I'll put you down at 5 and 6. How am I doing? You down your way today?
Oh, I always got you 5 and 9, and sometimes a little better. You're always screaming in here with no problem.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. I did some antenna work a couple weeks ago. I got the high end of my wire sloper. It's up at 70 feet, sloping down to 30 feet on the low end. So hopefully it should be. It's probably pointed right at you on the slope. So I'm hoping that I'm screaming in your direction.
Oh, yeah, doing a fine job as always. Well, listen, Matt, I heard you in there. I talked to you the other day. I figured I'd give you a holler and see what the heck you're up to and make sure everything's going okay.
Yeah, everything's good. You know, we're just busy around the shack. I start a new job tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. I've been off for about 3 weeks to make sure that, you know, I just got to get back to work. I've been essentially off for 3 weeks now. But that's all that's going on here. But otherwise, things are good. The fall weather is really nice. And, yeah, we're just really not looking forward to winter. But you know what that's like in Florida.
Oh, yeah, I sure do. Yeah, it ain't been too bad here as far as the work goes. I spent the last 3 days pulling the dash out of my truck so I could put a new air conditioner evaporator in it, if you can imagine how that is.
Oh, I can imagine how that is. I mean, If you're outside, you must have been sweating up a storm doing that.
I probably lost a few pounds.
Just a few?
Yeah. Well, you know, I like to eat, so kind of even itself out a little bit.
I hear you. All right, Jim. Well, I said there might be a few other people in there. I am live here on YouTube this afternoon, so there might be a couple more people in there that want to say hello. So I'll wrap it up with you, but great to hear you again. Sounding good as always up here in Minnesota. Don't change a thing. Obviously, the antenna change made a difference, but otherwise, you sound great. So good to hear you, and don't be a stranger. And hope to talk to you again down the log here in the near future. KM4GBK from K0LWC in the land of 10,000 lakes.
All right, buddy. I appreciate you coming back, and like I said, you're always sounding good. And good luck on the new job, and we'll do it when we can for sure. K0LCW, you take care. We'll talk to you again. KM4GBK.
73. This is Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie QRZ. A CQ20, CQ20, calling CQ. Calling CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters. A CQ20 meters from Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie, calling CQ20. CQ20, CQ20 meters from Kilowatt Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie, calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Hello 20 meters, calling CQ. Calling CQ20. CQ20, CQ20 meters from Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie, and standing by for a call. All right, let's try to keep that momentum going here a little bit. Calling CQ20, CQ20, calling CQ, CQ, CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters from Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie, calling CQ20. CQ20, CQ20 meters. This is Kilowatt Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie, calling CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters from Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie. QRZN standing by for a call.
Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie. This is Kilo Golf 5, November Sierra Uniform.
Kilo Golf 5, November, Sierra Uniform. Good afternoon, Trey. Glad you're able to make it in there. Kilo Golf 5, November, Sierra Uniform. Good afternoon, Trey from K0LWC.
This is Kilo Golf 5, November Sierra Uniform. I've got you at about a 4-1 here. 4-1. Hard to copy.
All right, QSL on the 4-1, 4-1. Please copy your 5-3, 5-3, 53. QSL. Trey, did you copy 5-3, 5-3, 53? QSL, 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 53, 5-3, 53, QSL, QSL.
QSL, 5-3, 5-3, Kilo Golf 5, November Sierra Uniform, copy 5-3, QSL.
QSL. Thanks so much, Trey. Appreciate you hopping in there and glad you're able to jump in. And I said you sound great up this way, so thanks again. This is Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie, QRZ. Thanks, Trey. Thanks so much, Trey. QSL, Trey. QSL, thanks for the contact. Break there. November 2, Papa Lima, India. Good afternoon, Harvey. The name here is Matt, Mike Alpha, Tango Tango, located in the Maple Grove, Minnesota area, just northwest of Minneapolis.
Okay, you got N2PLI 59 signal, very nice. Not contesting. Yes, very nice signal. Over.
Thanks so much for the 5 and 9. And I show you that you're out in the New York City area. Is that right?
QSL, I am mobile in Oceanside, Rhode Island, New York.
Oh, QSL on the mobile. Well, that's even better to put a 5-9 signal there on your mobile. Yeah, you're 5-5, 55 here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota. You sound really great, especially for being mobile.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, in New York, it's about 75 degrees. It's getting a little humid out there. Over.
Oh, I said that sounds like a pretty nice day. 75 degrees, a little bit of humidity. It sounds quite a bit like Minnesota, actually. That sounds like what we usually get. A little humidity, 75, 77 degrees this time of year. So, yeah, it sounds very familiar. Are you guys all dried out after Hurricane Ida there, Harvey?
QSL. Yep. QSL. What's your name? I don't have access to any database.
Oh, sorry, Harvey. My name is Matt. Mike Alpha Tango Tango.
Oh, did you say Matt, M-A-T-T?
Yep, you got it.
All right. Nice to meet you, dude. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I guess you're over by the Great Lakes. Oh, I got a phone call. N2PLI is clear. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, 73 Harvey, no problem. Thanks for the quick contact there in New York City. N2PLI, K0LWC. I'll break there and be QRZ all stations. There's a Kilo 1, I think, but very, very light on the Kilo 1. Try it again. Kilo 1 Golf Whiskey Bravo, QSL. Yeah, Kilo 1 Charlie Whiskey Bravo. Got it that time, Claude. I'm going to give you about a 5 and 1, 51 today into Minnesota. Over. Claude, you copied the 5 and 1, 51? Copy the 5-5 in Massachusetts. Thanks so much, Claude. Again, you got Matt, Mike Alpha, Tango, Tango, just outside of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Again, thanks for the 5 and 5. You're 5 and 1. I'm not going to hold it with you, just given you're right there on the edge of the noise. So 73 and take care. Kilo 1, Charlie Whiskey Bravo from Kilo 0, Lima Whiskey Charlie. Take care. This is Kilo 0, Lima Whiskey Charlie, QRZ. CQ20, CQ20, calling CQ. Calling CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters. From Kilo 0, Lima Whiskey Charlie, calling CQ20. CQ20, CQ20 meters. From Kilo 0, Lima Whiskey Charlie, calling CQ, 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 CQ. CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters. From Kilo 0, Lima Whiskey Charlie, QRZ. Whiskey 5, November X-ray. Good copy on you, Neil. You sound great out of Austin this afternoon. You got Matt, Mike Alpha Tango Tango, just outside of Minneapolis. Yeah, Whiskey 5, November X-ray. I got you probably about a 5 and 3, 53 here in Minnesota. Over. And what's my report there into Austin this afternoon? Oh, you took a little bit of a fade on me. What's my report down into Austin this afternoon? Over. All right, may have faded out on me there, just given that you were right there on the edge, but maybe come back, try it again later. This is Kilo 0, Lima Whiskey Charlie, calling CQ20, CQ20, and standing by for a call.
Alpha Delta 2, Bravo Tango.
Alpha Delta 2, Bravo Tango. Good afternoon, Michael.
Hello, Matt. Nice to make your acquaintance in Minnesota. And we're barefoot with the 7300 and an off-center dipole.
Well, we're very similar. You're about 5 and 3, 53 here in Minnesota today, Mike. We're also running 100 watts from the ICOM 7300 into a center-fed dipole sloper that goes from 70 down to 30 feet northwest southeast. So very, very similar setup. But yeah, beautiful audio. But of course, it is a 7300, so it always sounds good. And you said 5 and 3 is more than copyable. How am I doing out your way today?
Actually, you're coming in at about a 557. It sounds really good. Over.
awesome. Well, I said I always will take a 5x7. How are you guys doing after Hurricane Ida out there? You all dried out?
We had more rain this past week, but we're getting there. And then we're supposed to have storms again tonight. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's that time of year, late summer, you get the storms rolling in, and like I said, you guys sometimes get those hurricanes as they curl up north and east after they go through the southeast part of the country, but boy, Hurricane Ida sure packed a punch. Hopefully you didn't have any water in your basement if you have one. I talked to a lot of guys on the air that have had water in their basements the last couple weeks here. Hey, Anton, what's going on?
We're kind of on the top of the hill, which is a good thing for water in the basement and for ham radio. So I've only been on the air about 6 weeks, so I appreciate the contact. Over.
Oh, awesome. That's great that you're a new ham, or at least I assume you're a new ham, or maybe a new general. Which is it, Michael?
Actually, I'm a new ham. I was going to take my tech test, and I studied for it and couldn't find a place to take the test. So then I went ahead and studied for the general, and same deal. I couldn't find a place to take the test. So
Awesome,
a friend of mine who's a ham
Thanks for hanging out.
If this is test, go on and study for
20-meter work today.
the whole Magilla, and that's what I did. Over.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, congratulations on getting your license. That's always exciting, especially going right up and getting your general. That's really, really awesome. And then, so did you did you end up doing like an online situation, or were you finally able to find someone where you could do it in person?
I found some place I could do it in person. The online thing just sounded terrific. People taking tests in their bathrooms so that there wasn't anything around.
Hey,
And
what's
it
that,
seemed
Anton?
kind of ridiculous, so I just waited it out. And finally, a place about 60 miles away here was giving in-person tests, and they were very cautious about COVID, and I got through it.
All right. Well, that's awesome. What made you want to get your ham radio license?
Well, I grew up in Dayton, Ohio, and of course there's ham radio, and the hamvention. So I was aware of it from the time I was a little kid. I built radios long time ago, heat kits and night kits, and always wanted to get my license. And every time I started to study, the code kind of got in the way because there were more important things to do. So now I'm retired and have plenty of time to do it.
Well, that's awesome. And I said a lot of people have come into the hobby since they dropped the code requirements. So that's a very common refrain. But I think that's a great thing for the hobby. And I said, lets you get in, start exploring. And yeah, I've been a ham now for 13, 14 years, something like that. But I started pretty young, right after high school. And I said, there's just so many things to play with, experiment with, tinker with, and you can spend a lifetime learning about all the different facets that involve the ham radio umbrella, if you want to call it that. Just so you know, Michael, I am streaming live on YouTube this afternoon on my YouTube channel, which you can find on QRZ. So if you want to be able to hear what you sound like on my end, you can go over to YouTube either live, or you can check it after the fact and be able to hear yourself and exactly what you sound like in my receiver, which, like I said before, Michael, you just sound gorgeous this afternoon.
I was thinking I might not want to hear myself, but you never like hearing yourself.
I got over that a long time ago when I used to work in broadcast radio. So after a few weeks of working in broadcast radio, I was right over that. And I'm just completely used to hearing myself. But maybe that makes me, I said, unique. But again, thanks, Michael. I'll say 73. Keep moving on and seeing who else is out there. Again, you can find the link to the YouTube channel on QRZ, my profile there. So have a great weekend. Congratulations. Welcome to the air. It sounds like you're doing an awesome job. You're putting out a great signal, and the 7300 is a great radio. I have the 7300, as I mentioned, and it's just a phenomenal rig. You can't beat it for the money. You just can't. There's no better money spent in HF than the $900 to $1,000 they're charging for this radio. It's just a phenomenal value. So, again, congrats, and hope to catch you again down the log. Have a great rest of your weekend. Alpha Delta 2, Bravo Tango, from Kilo 0, Lima Whiskey Charlie, in the land of 10,000 lakes. Over to you, Michael.
Okay, Kilo 0, Lincoln, and I think Whiskey Charlie, from Alpha Delta 2, Bravo Tango. Nice meeting you, Matt, and have a great day.
Yeah, you got it right there, Michael. Have a great one. Thanks for the contact. This is Kilo 0, Lima Whiskey Charlie, QRZ.
November 3, Charlie Sierra Mobile.
The November 3 mobile?
November 3, Charlie Sierra Mobile 2.
Yeah, November 3, Charlie Sierra Mobile. Yeah, great signal here into Minnesota, Chris. Yeah, November 3, Charlie Sierra from Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie. Great signal here into Minnesota. A little bit of QS Baker, but you're about a 5 and 4, 54 here in the Twin Cities this afternoon.
Oh, very good. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I've been working Europe for the last 3 hours. They're having a contest, and apparently I've done really well from the car there, but the signal's not quite as good going west from here in South Jersey. My name's Chris, Charlie Hotel Romeo India Sugar.
Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, Europe's been just great. It's been absolutely phenomenal here, especially with the SFI and the sunspots here the last couple of days. I've been getting all kinds of new countries, particularly for us here in the upper Midwest. We'll be getting a ton of South Pacific coming in late in the evening, early morning hours. In fact, yesterday I bagged Antarctica. Last night at about, I shouldn't say last night, this morning at about 1 a.m. on 40 meters, which was just a thrill. So conditions have been great, and there's been a ton of activity on the bands this weekend, so it's been a lot of fun, Chris.
To the South Pole once on 20 meters. I was not involved, but I was just listening, and I guess the two military installations were talking to each other. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, that's super awesome. I mean, there's always been 3 bucket list things for me and Ham Radio, Chris. One is the International Space Station with an astronaut contact on Simplex. That's still on my list, although I have made contact with APRS and used the repeater, which is, yeah, it works, but it's not the same. Number 2 has been Antarctica, and number 3 would be an EME moon bounce with my signal bouncing off the moon and coming back. So I got 1 out of 3 accomplished, and I got, I don't know how many more decades to do the other 2.
Yeah, well, save your money for the EME, because I gather that's pretty expensive.
It's getting cheaper. It's getting a little bit easier to do, depending on the frequency you're trying to use to do it. But, yeah, it's getting not too crazy. So what are you out and about mobile doing this afternoon? Yeah, it's working great. Like I said, you're putting on a good signal for being a mobile station. You know, mobile stations typically for me, it just always seems that they're hovering around 5 and 5, and again, you're 5 and 4, so you're right there what I'd expect you to be as a mobile. So no, you sound good, good audio. And what's the radio that you're running there mobile? I got some of that local noise coming in again. Oh, the ICOM 706 Mark II-G, Chris. Oh, that's my favorite radio right there. Now, if you can't tell, because I'm running the ICOM 7300, I am an ICOM guy. But I had an ICOM 706 for years, and I had the Mark II-G, the little shack in the box, which is HF, VHF, and UHF, of course, all in one. And I'm saying that for the benefit of my YouTube viewers here on the live stream. I love that radio, and it got stolen out of my vehicle many years ago back in Colorado, but that was my favorite radio. It sounds great, as most ICOMs always do with the hand mic. It did everything, and it did everything really quite well. Did it have drawbacks? Sure, but really the 706 is, I mean, for a lot of people, more than enough radio to keep them entertained for a decade or two. It's a great little radio. Noise is sitting right over the top. Oh, I said, yeah, I have heard of those radios having a little bit of deviation in them, and they can drift a little bit, but nothing, of course, that can't be corrected. But no, I love those radios. They're such good radios. And I don't know if you're able to tell me, Chris, because I don't want to make you look because you're driving. I want you to, of course, be safe. But if you have the ability to look at your meter and let me know what I'm putting on you while you're mobile out there, just generally speaking, that way I can jot it down in the logbook. But if you don't have the ability to look, don't reach your neck around to try to find it. Noise is sitting right over the top of us. making it tough. And Chris, did I hear it was at a 5 and 7, 57, was it? All right, Chris, I have some local noise issues here, so it may be tough. I'll just leave it blank on my end. So I'll say 73 again. I have some noise on my side. It's definitely not you. My noise floor jumped up considerably here with some LED light issues. So 73, Chris, thanks for the contact. Again, you sound good out of the mobile at 5 and 4. And have a great rest of your Sunday. November 3, Charlie Sierra from Kilo 0, Lima, Whiskey, Charlie. 73, bye-bye. Let's see if we can move off this noise here a little bit, get away from it. LED lights can be killer. Oh, there's some more noise. Go up a little bit higher.
So here we are. But thank you for checking in, and hope
we got a
you
net
have a
going
good
on
weekend.
here.
I hope to see you again down the road. Over.
Sounds like we got a net going on here on 332. Yeah, for me, it's the noise comes up, Anton. I have some LED lights that are it's drifting across the band slowly, and when it comes over the top of you, it just crushes you.
Doing this, I think. So I really didn't.
3000 won't tolerate straight RF. Keep resetting the radio. That's weird. So you're getting RF in the shack motor scooter, is that it? Because if you're getting RF in the shack, depending on the antenna you're using, you might want to get some ferrite beads to snap onto your coax and your power. I got everything choked to high hell here in my shack with ferrite. I'm trying to think if I can show you one easily. I could probably show you on this. Here's from my audio cable if I can get it in. See these right here? I got so many of these in my shack, not to mention I have the bigger diameter ones as well for coax. It's all over the place. Try to take care of all those noise issues and problems and getting RF in the shack. It's never a good situation to have that. Oh, that's okay, Trey. By the way, I saw your message earlier. Oh, I said it's all good. I mean, obviously conditions weren't great. I usually don't get Oklahoma on 20 this time of day. That's pretty short. You're just a touch shorter than I'm used to. Mostly get further into Texas on 20 in the afternoon, so you're probably right on the edge of my first hop there. But no, the 7300, again, I can't speak anything but positive of it. It's an absolute phenomenal radio. Ah, yes. Yeah, ferrite is the way to go. You can't have too much of it. Can't have enough ferrite, that's for sure. Like, it's the one thing, next to having good coax, like, I actually probably have overkill coax for my current setup. I'm running LMR 400 right now. And so, I actually have some local noise issues as well from my neighbors. My neighbors next to me have the worst security camera system in the world. They have 20 security cameras, and they have it all bundled in unshielded Cat 5 cable that runs up the center of their house, and it just turns their entire Ethernet cable run into a radiating antenna. It creates a ton of hash and noise, and I really can't do anything about it because I'm not going to ask them to have cable re-pulled throughout their entire house because that's insanely expensive, and you're talking about ripping out drywall. It's like crazy, right? So I got to deal with it now, so now I'm kind of stuck with it. Yeah, Trey, the higher the better. My dipole is 70 feet on the high side, 30 feet on the low side. Center conductor is 40, 42 feet, somewhere in there. Build a metal wall. I need to put a Faraday cage mark all around their house. That's what I want to do. Maybe I should do that for Halloween. I'll tell them it's a really cool Halloween decoration, but then we'll just leave it up forever. That's a good idea. So this is a net. Let's go up a little higher here. Let's see what's going on up this high. Let's see if I can tune here too. Yeah. See, this is where it gets challenging. I'm trying to tune. I can't tune this high on 20. I can turn on my other tuner, my 10-to-1. I'm on my 3-to-1 internal tuner. I like to use that if I can, and this is a little bit too far out to be able to tune. Let me just see where I'm at here. Hold on. Go back. Check my meter here. Testing. 1, 2. Well, it's actually not that bad. We'll just leave it as is. It's really not showing that high of an SWR here. Oh, Ian, that's tough. When you got big transformers. I have one power line that, because my neighbor behind me lives in the woods, like deep in the woods. So he needed to have an above ground power line put up for him, and also some people down the street. So everything else, except for that one line, which happens to be by my antenna, of course, everything else in my neighbor is underground, which of course is preferred. But I don't think it causes too much of a problem. But I guarantee you if it wasn't there, it'd be a lot better. Oh, I agree, Mark. Like a spider web. We'll call it a metal spider web. The ultimate Halloween decoration. And that's what I'm going to try to do. All right, let's go up here. This frequency in use, K0LWC. And we'll try it right here. CQ20, CQ20, calling CQ. Calling CQ20, CQ20, calling CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie calling CQ20 and standing by for a call. Ending in alpha. Yeah, N1XY. Good afternoon, Roger. Sounding great from New Hampshire today into Minnesota. You got Matt, Mike Alpha, Tango Tango, just northwest of Minneapolis.
Well, good afternoon, Matt, in Minneapolis. Very nice afternoon to you. And obviously, we've talked before. You must have a computer log. I just run a paper log. But I'll take a look at the SV and see how well you're coming in here. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks so much for looking. You're 5 and 6 today here in Twin Cities, and sounding gorgeous. Great audio, by the way. Curious to the radio and the microphone you're running there, but you're 5 and 6 here on a overcast Sunday afternoon here in the Twin Cities.
Okay, Matt, your signal went way down. I could barely hear you that time. I don't know. The band must have changed, so I hope we come back with a good signal this time. Anyway, it's a nice day here. It's about 80 degrees here in southern New Hampshire. We're going to get some rain tonight, according to the weatherman. Over.
Oh, yeah, everybody up there I've been talking to on the East Coast today has been talking about the rain that you guys are supposed to get. Hopefully my signal is going to come up on this one, and it's going to be a lot better than the one you just had, because I want a good report for the log, of course, right? I want to have some good numbers in there. But what's the radio and what's the microphone you're running there on your end?
Okay, I'm running the Yaesu FT1000 MP Mark 5, running barefoot 200 watts, the Yaesu MD100 microphone on a dipole antenna. Over.
Oh, awesome. Well, it's doing a fantastic job for you. You've come down a little bit, too. You're about 5 and 3 in the last go-around, but no problem whatsoever copying you. Q5 copy. And hopefully I've come up, although given what your signal's doing, I have a feeling that I'm not coming back up to where I was either. Over.
You're 5'8" now. You're 5'8". One-way propagation happening. Matt, give me a complete call phonetically, please. Over.
Thanks for the 5 and 8. Yeah, the call here phonetically is Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie. Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie. QSL.
QSL, Matt. K0LWC N1XY returning. Very good, Matt. Yeah, the band's up and down. Some kind of contest going on. I just worked a station over in France. And I don't know what contest it is, but always glad to, hear some activity on the band. Propagation's been terrible for the last few years. Over.
Yeah, we're coming up. I've been thrilled. The propagation here the last couple of days has been just phenomenal. It's been really, really good for me the last couple of days here with the SFI up high, and the sunspot number was way up there. So we're definitely going up the climb here of the solar cycle, which I'm excited about. The next 3 to 4 years should be really exciting because it should just keep getting better and better and better, which, hey, I'm all for it. I want to fill up some more countries there in my logbook so I can get my DX100. Over.
QSL, man. Okay. Well, your signal went down again. Typical propagation happening. Hey, pleasure to bump into you this afternoon, man. I hope you have a pleasant afternoon. Okay.
Oh, yes. I said I enjoyed watching your former quarterback on Thursday night, Mr. Tom Brady there. That was a heck of a game, the Buccaneers and the Cowboys. But I'll be very curious to see if you guys have found yourself Tom Brady 2.0.
Yeah, we're kind of excited, so hopefully he'll do a good job for us. Yeah, that Thursday night football game, that was a cliffhanger, I guess. Yeah, hey. Anyway, we'll say 73s for now, Matt. Thanks for the contact. Always a pleasure. N1XY. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much, Roger. Enjoy the game today, and we'll catch you again down the log. November 1 X-Ray Yankee from Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie. QRZ.
Whiskey 2 Charlie Oscar Delta.
Whiskey 2 Charlie Oscar Delta. Good afternoon, Mark.
Hi, Matt. Good afternoon. Watching you on YouTube there, and you are booming here. Your signal's beautiful on the waterfall on the 7300. You're at 59, but if I didn't look, I would guess you're 20 to 40 over with the audio you got. Over.
Oh, excellent. That was going to be my follow-up question for you, Mark. I've been spending so much time, not only from the live stream perspective, but of course the live stream and then of course the radio audio as well. So much time tweaking the audio. I think I finally got the audio here on the radio dialed in on the RF side. Since I have a good strong signal out by you to your ear, how does the audio sound there on your end, Mark?
Yeah, Matt, I got to be honest, it's a little bit off. I tried the written tune in a little bit, and went up and down a little bit. It's made it a little better, but I can't even explain how you sound. Maybe I'll record you and email it over to you or something.
Yeah, go ahead and send it to me because I'd be curious to see exactly what you're hearing. Because I said I've just been tweaking. I think I got it close, but you let me know. Let me just turn this back. Let me know if this makes any bit of a difference or an improvement. If this makes any bit of difference. But yeah, if you could record me and then send it over to me via email, that would be awesome.
Yeah, Roger, Matt. I'm recording now. I just got the last few seconds of that, but you'll see what I mean. It's a slight bit distorted. I can obviously tell it's you, but yeah, you're doing a nice job though into New York this afternoon. Nice and strong. I did not hear your November 1 station you were talking to just now on the radio. I did hear him through YouTube, obviously, but he's jumping right over me. So we have a beautiful day here on the East Coast as well. About 80 degrees. 2 weeks of summer, hopefully. Over.
Well, that's awesome. I've said that you guys are having a beautiful day, and I know everyone's excited to watch the football games today and see what's going on with that, and I know I'll be doing that as well a little bit later on today. But, well, thanks so much for doing the recording. I appreciate it, and that would be really helpful for me to know because there's still just the last few things that I got to get worked out of this thing, and I'm so close to getting it just right. So if you send it over to me, I'd be very appreciative, and thanks for watching the stream on YouTube. Really appreciate that as well. And so I'm assuming it's safe to say I can put down the 5-9 report in the logbook there, Mark?
Nope, I apologize, Matt. I stepped on you there. I didn't know you. What was the last thing you said there?
I said it's safe to assume that 5-9 is the official report.
We'll give it a 59 official report. Matt, you're at ARRL.net, I assume?
No, it's just go to QRZ. I'm good there. It's not an ARRL, though. You could also do Matt at K0LWC.com.
All right, will do, sir. All right, great, man. Have a great day. Keep up the good work, and we'll see 73. K0LWC from Whiskey 2 Charlie Oscar Delta.
All right, W2COD from K0LWC 73. Thanks again for popping in, saying hi with the great report, and appreciate that that file you're going to send. This is K0LWC QRZ.
Kilo Alpha 7 Sierra Whiskey Papa.
Was that Kilo Alpha 7 Sierra Whiskey Papa?
Roger, Roger. Kilo Alpha 7 Sierra Whiskey Papa. Name here is Bob, Bravo Oscar Bravo, and I'm in the eastern mountains of Arizona. And you, a lot of QSB, but you're as strong as a 5.9, and then sometimes it fades down to about a 6 or so. But I can, if I'm strong enough to you, I can certainly send back a recording of you if you'd like. I just happened to run across you guys while I was tuning across the band, and you were so darn strong I had to listen.
Yeah, are you hearing the same thing? Just a little bit of, I guess you'd call it a distortion or an oddity in the audio. Are you perceiving that same thing?
I'm sorry, could you say that again? I think we doubled.
Are you perceiving the same thing as the last station where there's just a little distortion or a little something off in the audio?
Not Not really. It seems pretty good to me. If you'll talk for a minute here, give me a long discussion there so that the QSB doesn't get you too bad. Go right ahead and I'll tape you and send it back.
Yeah, absolutely. We can do that. So, I've been working on trying to sync up my radio, my live streaming computer, because I am streaming live on YouTube right now, which you can find on my QRZ profile. But I'm trying to sync up and make it so the audio is really good for my stream that's live, the radio, all at the same time. And so I have a preamplifier, a tube preamplifier mixed before the radio, and then the radio has the EQ on it. So getting those two things to play together can sometimes be a bit of a challenge. So I think I got it pretty well set, but I've had some RF coming back down into the shack that's causing a little bit of issue as I split the signals on the XLR cable. So I could be having an issue, but I said I just don't know until I start getting some recordings.
Wow, of course we had to have, you went from a 5.9 and you went down, took a deep dive and didn't really recover too much, but let me see if you can hear any of this. Let me go ahead and play it. It would have been great about 4 or 5 minutes ago because you were booming in here, but not so much right now. I'll go ahead and play it and hope you get something out of it here.
So, I've been working on trying to sync up my radio, my live streaming computer, because I am streaming live on YouTube right now, which you can find on my QRZ profile. But I'm trying to sync up and make it so the audio is really good for my stream, that's live, the radio, all at the same time. And so I have a preamplifier, a tube preamplifier, mixed before the radio, and then the radio has a...
And it just kind of goes downhill from there. The band kind of took a dive, so I don't know if that helps at all. I was hoping you would be as strong as you were at the beginning, but not quite enough. So back to you, Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie
K7SWP, K0LWC. Well, one thing that it could be is that sometimes when you get really strong signals on the ICOM 7300, it almost like overloads the front of the radio in a way and it gets distorted. I know that kind of hissy, poppy sound, and I didn't hear that on yours, but of course I was much lower. So the station that was having that happen, he was saying that I was, 5.9, 10 over, 20 over, like really strong. And sometimes when you get a super strong signal on the 7300 and you're just letting it come directly into the radio, you're not utilizing any filtering, it can definitely get overloaded. So that's possibly what it is there. So thanks for the recording. That definitely helped. I could hear it, no problem. I am wearing headphones, so that certainly helps things as well. But no, that was great. And so I'll put it down as a 5.9 officially, even though I faded back down. By the way, you're 5.8, 58 here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota this afternoon.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I just thought I'd send that over, and sometimes it works well and sometimes it doesn't. It just depends upon how strong the signal is as to what your audio quality of the recording on this is. I'm running a Flex 6300, and that's into a Mercury 3 amplifier at about 900 watts right now, and an HF Auto tuner into an 80-meter horizontal loop. So it'd be better if I had a beam pointed right at you, but unfortunately, that's what we've got right now. So anyway, you're doing a nice job in here, though. I think the audio sounds just great. Could you, on the other end, could you let me know, am I pushing this end a little bit too hard, or how am I sounding okay for you there? I changed my profile this past week, and I think this is a little bit better. It's a little more mellow and not quite as tinny as it was, but hope it sounds okay for you. K0LWC, K7SWP.
K7SWP from K0LWC. And to answer the question, somebody asked here in my live stream chat where you're from. He's in the mountains of Arizona is where he's located. And no, it sounds perfect. Sounds great. Again, I have some Bose headphones on, and it's perfectly easy listening. It's not too tinny. It's not overly bassy, but it's still got a punch to it. It's perfectly, again, I would call it a punchy, low-end, neutral type of audio. The perfect exact audio I'd want to have for this exact kind of QSO. So no, I think it sounds great.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I've been goofing around with this thing forever, trying to get it. 1 minute it's too bassy, and 1 minute it's too tinny, and I kind of like somewhere in the middle because I don't do any contesting per se. I'll jump in there if somebody needs the state or something like that, but normally not too much contesting, and so I like to have it kind of middle of the road.
Don't forget, guys, if you haven't yet, go ahead and click the thumbs up on the video.
But you're
This is going to bring more people into the stream to hang out. So if you haven't,
continue on there.
hit thumbs up.
Certainly appreciate you coming back to me, but I think you're sounding very good. I think the signal is great in here from Minnesota. Very nice audio, very clear, and really not having a problem at all copying. Best wishes and 73s, and I'll stand by and copy the mail there. I'm sorry I did not get your name. I apologize for the log. Could I get the name there? K0LWC, KA7SWP.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I said, Bob, you've been a super big help. Thanks for the recording. The name here is Matt, Mike Alpha, Tango, Tango. And again, we're about 20 miles northwest of downtown Minneapolis in a suburb called Maple Grove. And I said, I'm not sure where Pine Top is. I haven't been in the mountains of Arizona. I have been to the Grand Canyon, have been down to Saguaro, down near Tucson. Did some hiking around there, and of course, bummed around Phoenix for a couple of trips when I used to live out in Denver, which enjoy visiting Arizona when it's not the summertime. And I said, you always can stick out. You stick out like a sore thumb in Arizona, and if anyone's been to Arizona, you know this. I visit in the springtime. It's 75, 76 degrees outside, 77. Beautiful, gorgeous. I'm out there hiking in the cactuses of Saguaro, and I go into Tucson to grab lunch. Everybody else is staring at me, and they're wearing winter jackets, and I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, that does happen sometimes if you're not used to the temperatures. We're
on, Todd.
at about
Good to see you.
7,000 feet in altitude, so we're getting ready to go into our colder time right now.
Chad, the power just does that because the power only goes up to 100 watts when I'm talking. So as I'm speaking, the power is actually jumping all over the place. So that software meter is a little slower, but that's why it's jumping around, is because you have to use your voice to modulate it.
For you because you came way up. Here it is.
Minneapolis in a suburb called Maple Grove. And I said, I'm not sure where Pine Top is. I haven't been in the mountains of Arizona. I have been to the Grand Canyon, have been down to Saguaro, down near Tucson. Did some hiking around there, and of course, bummed around Phoenix for a couple of trips when I used to live out in Denver, which enjoy visiting Arizona when it's not the summertime.
So there's a better clip.
That sounds really good, actually.
Much better. You were back up to about a 5.8. So anyway, thank you very much, Matt. Appreciate the QSO, and hope that you get it tweaked just the way you want it. But it does sound pretty good right now. K0LWC, KA7SWP.
All right, KA7SWP there in the mountains of Arizona, Pine Top. Like I said, I figured you were in the mountains not only because you told me, but your picture has snow in it, so that tells the whole story. But thanks so much, Bob, for the recording. That sounds great. Yep, I think the audio sounds perfect. No problems there. So again, it may have been overloading the guy with the 7300 there, and that's probably what he was hearing. So thanks so much, Bob. I appreciate it. You sound beautiful up here in Minnesota, and I think you got your settings just right there in the flex. If I got rid of my 7300, or I should say retire it, it would definitely be for a flex radio. Maybe a Sun SDR, but a flex or a Sun, one of the two. This was like the entry-level first hit of the drug of the waterfall, so I can't go back. Thanks so much, Bob. Again, beautiful signal. Hope to catch you again down the log. KA7SWP from Kilo Zero, Lima Whiskey Charlie. Thanks again, Bob.
73s, Matt. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay well. KA7SWP, copy in the mail.
This is K0LWC streaming live on YouTube this afternoon. You can find the YouTube live stream on my QRZ profile to hear what you sound like in my shack. This is Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie, QRZ.
Kilo Zero Alpha Mike Yankee. Kilo November 4 Quebec Charlie Delta.
Kilo Zero Alpha Mike Yankee, I believe it was. Was it K0 AMY? Yeah, is that Kilo Zero Alpha Mike Yankee? Is that a QSL?
QSL, that's correct. Kilo Zero Alpha Mike Yankee. My name is Amy in Reno, Nevada, and your signal is pretty good, about a 5 and 7. Over.
All right, thanks for the 5 and 7 out there in Reno, Nevada, Amy. You are 5 and 4, 54 into the Twin Cities of Minnesota. The name here is Matt, Mike Alpha Tango Tango, and I'm located about 20 miles northwest of downtown in Minneapolis. Just running 100 watts with a dipole sloper, 70 feet down to 30 feet across the backyard, and a high LPR 781, Amy. That's the setup on this end. Over. Yeah, I'd say it's working great for you, but yeah, we must have a little bit of one-way propagation going on. You're dropping down to about a 5 and a 1 or so, roughly in that space. So I won't hold it with you, Amy, but I got you down in the logbook. Thanks so much for the quick contact out to Reno, Nevada. And I said it's great to run into a female operator. That's awesome. So thanks so much for the contact, and have a great rest of your Sunday. Kilo Zero Alpha Mike Yankee from Reno. This is Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota. 73, Amy. This is Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie here on 20 meters on the YouTube live stream Sunday afternoon, QRZ.
Kilo Delta 5, Fox Delta Papa.
Yeah, the KD5.
35 SCC, 35 SCC, over.
Yeah, give me your suffix phonetically. I just didn't catch it. You're a little bit low toward the noise. Kilo Delta 5, Fox Delta Papa, QSL. So you needed to have Minnesota for the logbook. Is that right, Jesse? Well, I'm glad I'm able to help you out. I confirm on QRZ, Logbook of the World, EQSL, and Club Log, so you should be covered wherever you need it for. So that's awesome. You're fading a little bit of QS Baker, but you're about 5 and 2, 52 today into Minnesota. How am I doing down your way in Texas? All right, 73, thanks so much, and glad we were able to get Minnesota checked off your list for you. So have a great one, and hope to run into you again down the logbook. This is Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie, QRZ. All right, there was a couple stations in there, and I believe it was a Charlie Delta. Charlie Delta, try it one more time. All right, Kilo November 4, Quebec Charlie Delta. Justin, got you in there. Good afternoon. You're about we'll give you about a 5 and 2, 52 into Minnesota. Over. Yeah, you're doing well. Was that a 5-9 or did I hear that wrong?
5-5, 55, 5-5.
All right, thanks for the 5-5. I said I'm trying to multitask and do too many things at one time. But yeah, very good. I said you're doing a good job at 5 and 2. No problems copying you. So thanks so much for watching the YouTube live stream there, Justin. Glad we're able to make contact. And I'll say 73. Thanks again so much. Let's see, KN4QCD from K0LWC. Bye-bye. All right, this is Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie, QRZ. Kilo Charlie 2, Hotel Golf Papa. Good afternoon, Larry.
Good afternoon, Matt. I love your live stream. I listened to my voice for the first time last week. It was fantastic, and I thank you for that.
Oh, yeah, not a problem whatsoever. Glad that you're tuned into the live stream. You're doing pretty good here today. You're 5 and 3, 53 into Minnesota this afternoon, Larry.
Roger, you are 557 here in Southeast New York, November Yankee.
Oh, thanks so much for the 5 and 7. Appreciate it. That's not a bad signal to have out your direction. And I've been asking everybody from New York today, are you all dried out after Hurricane Ida?
Yeah, finally, she dumped a lot of water on us. It was unbelievable. The highways were flooded both directions.
Oh, that's just crazy. I saw some of the videos from the subway where they were showing how much flooding was going on down in those subway tunnels. So it was pretty incredible to see just how much water there was. And I talked to more than a few ham radio operators that had water in their basements, Larry.
Absolutely, but thank God we've had some sunny days for the last couple of days, and things are drying up pretty well.
Yeah, well, I said, as long as you're drying out, I know that you guys, I believe, have some rain in the forecast perhaps around your general vicinity. But, well, I said, hopefully it doesn't get too bad and you could use some dry days after all that rain that you guys had there. So thanks so much for the contact, Larry. Glad we're able to make it happen. Thanks for watching live on YouTube on the live stream. That's amazing. I appreciate you watching. And I'll say 73. Have a great rest of your weekend, what's left of it. That's KC2 HGP from Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie. Over to you, Larry.
Roger, thanks a lot, Matt. It's always a pleasure talking to you. And I'll say 73. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks so much, Larry. This is Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie calling CQ20, CQ20, CQ20. This is K0LWC QRZ.
Whiskey 1, Echo, Charlie, Bravo.
Whiskey 1, Echo, Charlie, Bravo. I said you made it in, no problem. Good afternoon, Greg.
Hey, Matt, how are you? Okay, let me see if I can point you in the right direction a little bit. I'm a former broadcast engineer. What I'm hearing is almost a bit of like a sound effects box. I'm wondering if you're doing some processing before it feeds the rig, and maybe it's common to both the stream and what we're hearing over the air. Anyway, back to you. This is W1ECB.
Yes, so what's the only thing in line before the stream and before the radio is a tube preamplifier. It is a Studio V3 from a company called ART, Applied Research and Technology. And so it's a tube preamp where I can actually adjust the voltage and change the tone that's coming across the tube amp. So I have the ability to control the input, the drive on the tube and the preamp, and of course the output knob. That's the only thing that would be affecting both the stream and the radio.
Okay, Roger. Are you, is there, besides the voltage and the in and out, is it doing any effects? Is it adding warmth or like even harmonics or anything to the audio?
Yep, it is. So that's going to be the adjustment knob. So it's kind of set for, it doesn't tell you exactly, like, basically what it tells me is I have it set for bass. That's what it's set for. So I can put it to neutral to see if that makes a difference in terms of what you're hearing.
Well, I'm wondering if we can put it in bypass. If you have a bypass switch, can we just, I'm not saying don't use it, but just as a comparison so I can confirm if it isn't indeed that box.
Yeah, I can do a quick test. I'll just I'll feed in the microphone directly into the radio, and we can try it that way. I use it because, again, trying to use a dynamic microphone on the 7300, I need a preamp to boost it up on the gain. So I said there's really no way, I think, to truly just bypass it right off the box and keep it in line. I think I'd have to actually just rework the cabling a little bit.
Yeah, I understand 100%. K0LWC from W1ECB.
Just as a quick and easy test, so I just, it's still on. It's on neutral right now. So I turned it off of bass and moved it over to neutral in case this makes any difference.
So yes, Matt, it did make a difference. It lost some of the drive. It's not driving the rig quite as hard, but tonality is almost the same.
All right, so if it's not driving the rig as hard, I'm going to turn the inputs up a little bit, turn this up just a touch. I turned it up to drive on the tube as well as the output, but it's still on neutral. So does this take care of that issue? It should be a little louder based on what I'm seeing here on the radio in terms of compression.
Yep, you have the correct level of drive at this point in audio, and that sounds okay, but I'm wondering if there's a way to completely I know it's in neutral mode, but I'm wondering if there's a way to completely bypass
Yep, standby 1. Let me go ahead and make that adjustment here with the cabling, and I can do that. Just give me a second.
Roger, roger. W1ECB for ID. So to my ears, that does sound a little bit smoother. I'm not hearing the grunge, if you will. And a lot of that grunge went away when you went into the neutral mode. It was very, very hard clipping, and I presume that it's the processor in the rig is clipping off the bass peaks. And so it almost sounds like it was FMing or an RFI distortion. It's it's hard to describe. You'd have to hear it back. Anyway, it's pretty much gone at this point. So I'm not sure whether it's RF or whether it's processing and tuning, but it does seem to be a lot cleaner right now. K0LWC with W1ECB.
All right, I'm just checking my levels here. They look still really hot based on what it was before. Let me turn this way back here. Let me pull it down to... All right, still looks like it's super, super hot. And it may be getting some feedback into it. This is probably, I'm going to guess by what I'm seeing on my end, probably worse than it was probably ever before.
Okay, so that has severe RFI. It's unintelligible. So I suspect that if you've got Canon plugs there, the 3-pin Canons, something isn't mating properly. You've got a lifted ground.
Has this made any difference?
Okay, I heard you say, did it make any difference? And then we got a squeal at the end of that last transmission, so the RFI is still there.
Because I do have a switch on here for a lift and a ground, and I said I have it currently set to ground and not for lift.
Yeah, okay, Matt. Put it back the way you had it, because it's very much RFI getting in, and it may be just a movement of one of the wires that it's in, just a foot or a couple of inches one way or the other will make some difference, and I suspect you're going to need some chokes as well.
Well, that's a good question for you. I did make some movements. Let me know if this is any bit better here, but I have chokes on things, and I was trying to figure out what's the best place to choke this out at. Where would you recommend I place the chokes?
Yeah, put the choke right on the input to the tube preamp, right on the input, and then provide a station ground that box to the station ground, and then I would put another choke right where the box feeds into the back of the rig.
All right, perfect. I will take care of that. Thanks so much for the recommendations, and I said it's a work in progress to try to get this to mate just perfectly. It's a whole new world of tinkering around with audio that I never thought that I would ever get into. I did turn the processor off just in case it helps any bit. I'm sure my loudness went down a little bit, but I appreciate your help because it's a whole new world monkeying around with audio for me.
QRZ, send me an email and be happy to help you out any way I can, okay? We'll say 73 and enjoy the DX. K0LWC from W1ECB.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. I appreciate it. W1ECB from K0LWC. Make sure to get him in the logbook here. I don't know if I got him in or not. Let me just turn this down. And thanks for everybody's help on the stream, too. That was taking a look at it and give me some feedback. I was watching what you guys were saying as well. Greg, I think I had you at about a 5 and 5. Leave me logged in there. Yeah, so the trying to mate together my preamplifier. I have my basically a splitter here in the shack. Oh, I just turned my stuff. You guys are seeing my shack. You see the giant mess I have to clean up today. Yeah, so there's a lot of audio stuff going on here. There's a preamp, there's a splitter. I'm trying to figure out what to choke, when to choke. I do know that I was getting in some RFI and some RF via my USB audio interface, which is actually what feeds my my audio to my computer that you guys are getting on the stream. I know I was having that problem as well, so that was kind of a nightmare. But this seems to be a little bit better. Oh, I was going to say, I'm sure that compressor was causing some of the problem, because anytime you put the compressor on, it becomes a little bit more problematic. Yeah, I mean, it was, I said, a lot easier with the compressor off. So I said I may have to set it up for the live streaming where I don't run the compressor at all. But I do want to show you guys something that's not audio related that I really was excited to show you guys. And by the way, there is a video dropping today on YouTube for 5 things that new ham radio operators need to know, or that they should know from day one. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I said when I don't have RF going, it's a lot easier, isn't it? But another thing you guys can help me with is, am I still in sync? Because that was the other problem I was having. I used to run a lapel microphone right here, but my audio would come out of sync after 30 minutes, and it would get worse and worse and worse. And that was a driver issue. And so I ditched that in favor of this new setup, but again, still some kinks to work out. But if I'm still in sync, I'm actually pretty happy about that. Then at least I've crossed that hurdle. But check this out, guys. And by the way, look for that YouTube video later on today. It's going to be a good one. I want to show you what I got in the mail. Some more videos are coming out about this, but I want to show it to you guys ahead of time. So if you're watching, you're getting a little sneak preview of something that'll be coming out soon. Check this out. If you guys are into soda, PODA, that kind of stuff, check this out. This, anybody know what this is? Drop a comment down below. Check that out. Cool, right? Got some little cool LED lights on it. This is from Dakota Lithium. This is a 10 amp hour LiPo battery. So again, this, I can't believe the amount of punch that these things pack. It's ridiculous. And this is their little power box. It's a 10 amp hour battery. Does have a LED light on it. That's pretty cool. Inside of here is just a battery and a bunch of cabling. You have, of course, your posts up here. You actually have a inline voltmeter right here as well, just give you your voltage. And then also an accessory plug, 12 volt, if you want to run something off of it. And inside the voltmeter is also USB plugs, so you can run USB. So this is a 10 amp hour battery. I want to know how long this is going to run my station for when I'm out portable. I haven't tried it out yet. It's charged, but even better, there's more to it than just this. And Dakota Lithium sent this to me, so thanks for that. Let me show you what they also sent me. Hold on. Part that I'm really excited about. When I first got this, I didn't see the logo on it, and I thought it was a laptop case, literally. It's not. I looked at it, and what is it? It's a solar panel. In fact, it's 3 solar panels all put together. I'll back up so you can see it. So it's 3 solar panels, 150 watts, 3 amps of output. And what they tell me based on their technology is there is no outboard converter for the power. Because when you're operating HF, that's like the noisiest part. That could ruin the ability to operate HF with your panels trickling your battery at the same time. There is no inverter. The only thing we have here is like cabling, and it directly hooks right to the panel. Everything is handled inside the battery itself. So what they're telling me is, possibly, that it might not be any noise. I can run that 10 amp hour LiPo battery with the panels going and operate HF with no interference. If that's the case, guys, that's a game changer. That's huge. Because I want to know if I can operate pretty normally from like a PODA standpoint and never have to worry about running out of juice. That's what I want to know. And I'm not going to run a full 100 watts. Maybe I'll run 50 watts or something like that. But they sent it out to me. These things are so small. I'll show you the inside. It just, they are expensive, but like when you see them, you're like, I can't believe this thing actually is like this powerful. Here's the inside of it. so you can kind of see. So there's a little 10 amp hour battery, and again, this gives the radio 10 amps. It's a 10 amp hour LiPo, but remember, 10 amp hour LiPo batteries will perform the same as a 20 amp hour lead acid battery, the older batteries that we're used to lugging around. So they're more efficient, they're better. Here's the top of the wiring. You can see how they wired up all the different sockets, the poles, the USB port, and that's it. And it's a waterproof case. I wouldn't say it's watertight, but it is, we'll call it water resistant to be more accurate. And so I have yet to, again, really play with it. Whoa. But I'm super excited. If this goes well, especially with these solar panels, I am going to request a bigger battery to really give it a shot. Maybe a 50 or a 60 amp hour, maybe an 80 amp hour battery. That's still plenty portable. This is how light this is. I mean, again, look at the relative size of this. This is my handprint. This is really small. This is not big at all. I mean, you can carry this with your pinky. That's how light this is. So, incredibly portable. Can't wait to try this out and see how long it lasts. And also, again, if the solar panels are going to induce noise. That's huge. Amps from the solar panels, 3 amps of power, 150 watts from that setup. The price of the setup, I believe, is, I think it's like $385, maybe $400. I think they have like a special off, like 15 or 10% off right now. High threes to around $400 for the cost of that battery and that solar setup. By the way, the solar though, actually really nice because this carrying case is like freaking awesome, right? It's really cool. Not only that, when you put it in this case, like it is, this is quality, by the way. When you feel it, this is nice quality. This is waterproof, and it feels really nice. It's like a strong plastic protective cover. This feels really solid. Like you're not going to worry about, if a branch hits it or whatever. Like this feels really nice. So I like this little carrying case. It's awesome. And again, the cabling just gets stored in here. So watch for those videos coming up. I'm going to be doing a POTA video with that. So that'll be coming out. POTA in Watertown, Minnesota. Try NVIS setup, Sean. Contact when you have a minute. Yeah, I said send me an email, Sean. Let me know. I'm going to go to somewhere around here. I was kind of thinking about going north of Maple Grove to some of the parks that are a little bit less activated. Everybody activates the stuff in the Twin Cities, and there's not that many of them. Plus, they're all by the river, so it's not very fun. Let's see here. Yeah, 3 amps. Yeah, so 3 amp is what the power output is of the solar panels. But remember, we're just trickling the battery. We just want to keep that battery topped off, and keep it from going down as quickly. It's not going to probably completely power everything. It's just going to slow it down, depending, of course, on sunlight too. Oh, you're here now, Sean. So you're out in Watertown right now. So you want to try NVIS? I'm guessing you want to try to give 40 meters a shot, Sean. Is that what you're thinking? 40 or 80? Let me know, and I can hop on and make that happen. Oh, you want to try ground wave on 20? Yeah, we can try. I'll see. I got my audio up now. I can hear if I can hear you. Go ahead and give a call. Let's see if I can hear you. Yeah, if you're transmitting, Sean, I can't hear you. I was going to say, you probably can hear me given my antenna height. I'll try to call again real quick. My audio might not be good, so just a fair warning to the stream viewers. Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie. Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie. By the way, let me know if the audio is resolved itself here a little bit. I want to know if driving it the way I'm driving without compression is helping at all. But again, this is Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie 14341. I can barely hear a voice in there. Barely. And Sean, I can just barely make out a voice in the static, and that might be you. If you really want to make contact, 40 meters is it if you have the ability to do 40. Mike, are you hearing me on RF or over the stream. And by the way, this is going back to what we were talking about. The reason why I was interested in Dakota Lithium, if you don't know about Dakota Lithium actually, hence the name, started in North Dakota, which of course borders us here in Minnesota. My wife's from North Dakota. It was actually a research project at the University of North Dakota, and the research spun off into a private company, and now that is Dakota Lithium. They also do like batteries for electric bikes and some other stuff, but it actually started at the University of North Dakota as a research project for a professor. Now it's a private business. So local company, I think they're now based in the Pacific Northwest officially, but started in North Dakota. So local company, that's why I wanted to do this. Made in the USA right here. So I'm excited to try that out. All right, 7280. Let me go down here and see what this is looking like. Let me jump onto 40 here. Let me go ahead and also tune up. Get that out of the way. This should be fine. I'd be surprised if we couldn't hear each other on 40. I got a lot more noise here, but that's normal. Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie, K0LWC. I cranked up the audio on the radio there for you, Sean. Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie, K0LWC on 7280. If you're in there, Sean, you must be skipping over me. I can hear just the faintest tones of a voice, just barely. But you must be going over the top of me. But what's your NBIS setup, Sean? Let us know. Let's see here. Yeah, the batteries are great. Again, highly recommend them. They're pricey, but again, when you see them and how small, how portable, the performance of them, just from me messing around with it and doing some metering on it, it's like incredible. It's great technology. Highly recommend it. And again, I'm so far a huge fan of Dakota Lithium because, again, American company here in the Midwest. The guys on email that I talked to were fantastic, super nice guys. And again, just seems like a great company. So, Sean, what's your antenna setup for NVIS? Let me know what you're doing. Is it just like a low-strung dipole? So, yeah, I'm super pumped about getting these panels out and stuff. So it's going to be a future video. I can also try 80, but I'm guessing you probably can't do 80, Sean. 5 feet off the ground. Boy, talk about NVIS. It's interesting that you could hear me on 20 at 5 feet off the ground. Try again. This is Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie, K0LWC on 40 meters. This is Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie on 40 meters, 7280. This is K0LWC. Is that WB9JSF? Is that Juliet Sierra Foxtrot? All right, got it that time there, Eric. WB9JNZ from K0LWC. Just got you in there, just barely. Yeah, you got a lot of bass and compression on there, but overall, I think you sound all right. Yep, I would say you sound better there. It's definitely the processing that's causing it. But you don't sound bad with it. You said it helps with your loudness, so I don't dislike it. But yeah, I can definitely hear the compression on it. Yep, I would leave it on, especially here on 40, given the noise. It's about the same. Yep, I'd say that's probably the sweet spot right there.
Oh, okay. I'll just keep it here. Oh, thank you very much. Where are you located?
Yeah, I'm located 20 miles northwest of downtown in Minneapolis in a suburb called Maple Grove. You're about 5 and 4, 54 by the way, here into Maple Grove, Minnesota. How am I doing west of Chicago today? Oh, try it one more time there with the report again. I missed it. Oh, you're right by the noise. You're kind of dropping down. Give me my report one more time.
K0LWC, WB9JNC. Is this a little better?
Yep, that's a little better. Thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Oh, very good. Well, yeah, the amplifier definitely helped. We're just running 100 watts here, just west of Minneapolis. Again, a suburb called Maple Grove, running an ICOM 7300 here. So nothing special on this end. Just want to get the report down for the logbook.
Yeah, you're about an S2, S3, and there is a
All right, thanks for the S2, S3. Eric, I got to jump down to 80 meters quick to help out a friend of mine here. So I got to say 73. Thanks for the quick contact, but I think you got the audio in a good spot. Again, it's a little bit tough because you're not very strong, but again, I think you're at a good place between not too much compression, but still having enough that brings you up there in the loudness. So thanks so much, Eric, and I appreciate the contact there west of Chicago. WB9JNZ from K0LWC. Bye-bye.
Okay, very good, LWC, very good. I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Oh, the name, sorry, is Matt. Mike Alpha Tango Tango.
Okay, Matt. Well, hope all is well in Minnesota there, and you're sounding good here. Not real strong, but I think that's the band conditions and not radio or antenna. So enjoy your news. K0LWC, WB9JNC.
Bye-bye, Eric. Thanks so much. And if you're new to ham radio in any way, many of you know this, but 40-meter propagation in the daytime is very regional. It's very much a few hundred miles away. So that's why we got Chicago like that out of nowhere. 40 meters at nighttime, the whole world opens up. But daytime, it's very much within a few hundred miles of where you're at. That's just the nature of propagation on 40. All right, so let me go to 80. Let me go ahead and jump down here. So you're talking 3,900. Head up there. Boy, do I got my LED lights just kill me. But I think we'll be all right. 39. Let's see if I can do the internal tuner. I highly doubt it, but you never know. Check. Yeah, I didn't think so. My radio's like, absolutely not. What's going on, Tony from Indiana? All right, now I got my big boy tuner turned on here. Yeah, my antenna setup here, let's get this tuned real quick, is it's called a ZS6 BKW. It is a modified version of a G5RV. It's a 92-foot long center-fed dipole. And it is up a sloper config, northwest-southeast, and it goes from 70 feet on the high end on the northwest side to 30 feet on the low end on the southeast side, and it cuts across my backyard. The center of the antenna is around 40 feet or so. Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie 3900. This is Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie 3900. Not hearing it. Not hearing you, Sean. Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie on 3900. This is K0LWC. I'm just doing some testing here with the local operator. Yeah, Sean, if you can hear me, I can't hear you here on 3900. So again, if you're able to hear me or you're watching, of course, on the stream, I can't hear you. This is Kilo Zero Lima Whiskey Charlie on 3900. All right, Sean, I got your message there. You can hear me 5.9+. I think you just might be a little bit too close to the ground. Maybe try to go around 10 feet, 8 feet, just a little bit higher. But glad to help out, Sean. And yeah, look for my activation with this new gear coming up. So have fun out there. And it looks like you're getting ready to wrap it up, but glad we were able to help out. And 73 is Anton. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in from Moscow. Good to hear you. And yeah, K0LWC 3900. Is this feeding RF back in with that compression off, or has the issue with the RF being coming down the cabling been taken out with the compression off? Let me know in the chat what you guys are experiencing. I want to know if this has addressed that problem at all. As we wait, one of the things I think we can do here. Oh, what's going on, Israel? Aaron, good to hear you. 4X6 Fox Bravo. Shalom, my friend. One of the things we can also do here, nothing on the screen, very good, interesting. Maybe I just have to keep the compression on, which is kind of a bummer because it really does help. Maybe we should go up to 20. Has anybody hunted POTA stations before? And maybe if you're a new ham or thinking about becoming a ham, you haven't done that. And POTA's parks on the air. People operate like Sean was just doing from local parks, and then you have to go and try to see if you can hear them and log them. If you've never done it before, maybe we should do that. Just do a POTA contact. That would be fun. See who's out there on POTA today. You never know. It's a Sunday. It's a nice day across much of the country. You might have some interesting POTA stations out there. You probably have to go to 20, maybe 40 to do it, but maybe we should try that. So if you want to see a POTA hunt, stay here, because I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in a new source for you guys so you guys can see it. Be able to see that on the screen, I assume, right? Let me know if you guys can see it. So this is what's currently going on with POTA. So these are people that are currently in a park right now, operating live on various bands, various frequencies, various modes. So what I want to do is just pick one and go see if I can hear them. So let's just take a look. If we're going to go to 20, that's what we're going to use. Oh yeah, don't forget about those Route 66 stations. I've been listening for them too. Those guys are fun. So let me do my tuner here for 20. Alright, we're back there. So let's go ahead and take a look at somebody we can do here on 20 meters for POTA. Let's see, what do we got here? Let's look at, there's somebody from South Dakota. Hey, if you need South Dakota, get on 20 meters right now. 14259. South Dakota is POTA. I like that rhymes. What else we got here? DC is on 40. Idaho, 14652. I thought that was 20 meters for a second. Here we go, North Carolina. I'm always big into North Carolina. 14260, K0LWC. Let's go to 260 and see if we can hear anything. Yeah, I can already hear them. Maybe I'll do the W6E too. There he is. That's K0LWC. There's
Delta Lima,
Portal
Delta Lima.
in North Carolina right now. Portable.
Kilo 4, Lima to the hotel. Okay, Delta Lima, you're breaking up there. Let me take the Italy station, Italy station, Italy station.
Thank you very much, and good luck.
Here is the club call, actually.
Okay, Italy Kilo 4, Lima Kilo Hotel, Italy Lima, or Italy Kilo 4, Lima Kilo Hotel.
This is the station that we're hearing here.
Number 220.
Okay, Italy Kilo 4, Lima Kilo Hotel.
And they're in Great Smoky Mountains National Park.
Radio Victor.
There they are right there. Evening from Scotland. What's going on? Let's see. Let's try to get this
QRZ
guy
from
here.
Kilo 4, Yankee Tango Zulu, parks on the air.
Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie.
Lima Whiskey Charlie, let me get your full call.
Yeah, Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie. K0LWC. QSL.
59 plus here at 0034. Maybe you can tell me, I hear these DX stations calling. I don't know whether they're calling me or somebody else.
I said I'm not sure either, but you sure sound good here in Minnesota. You're 5-4, 54 into the Twin Cities today.
All right, sounds good, my friend. I've got you about a 5 and 8 here at park 0034, and we got you in the log. QSL.
QSL, and this is actually a club call. Is that right?
That's right. I've got a personal call. My call sign is Kilo 4 Delta Quebec Papa.
All right, thanks so much. I just wanted to make sure I got it right and that I wasn't seeing something incorrect. But yeah, thanks so much for the activation. Have fun out there. I've been through that park once before in my life. So take care. 73, have fun. K4YTZ from K0LWC in Minnesota. Take care.
All right, thanks for the kind words. Yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful park. In fact, it's the most beautiful natural park in the country. So, all right, thanks for the call.
Yeah, there's a few stations in there actually all at once. Yeah, so if someone's doing POTA, the best thing you can do is log on to the website, which is this, and take a look at who's currently active. Like when you sit down to your station and want to get on the air, just jump over to here and see who's out there currently active, because they get points for every contact they make. So just run down this list and just bounce around and see if you can hear anybody. Like you could go to each one of these frequencies, right, and see if you can hear them. And again, on a weekend, look at how many stations are. POTA continues to get more and more popular. And then, of course, you have SOTA Summits on the air, which is really cool. Those are like the hardcore people that hike to the top of mountains with their gear on their back and set up portable for a couple hours. I used to chase SOTA stations all the time when I lived in Colorado. But you can chase them anywhere on HF because they're operating, portable from a mountaintop. A lot of guys in Colorado are hiking up. They usually operate in the mid-morning to lunchtime, just given how mountaineering works. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock, in the mornings and the weekends. It's a great thing. Look for me soon. All right, KD2SXE, I'm going to look for you, Mike. So I'll see where you're activating at. Maybe I'll make a contact with you. But yeah, so it's just that. Make a contact. That's it. Put them in your logbook normally. If you want to go ahead and sign up, because you get points as a chaser. So you're chasing contacts and they're activating, right? So if you want to also be getting points as a chaser, you can make an actual login and do all your contacts through in POTA. I don't do that myself. I suppose I could. I just care about my own logbook more than anything. But of course, if I was doing an activation where I'm at the park, I would totally, of course, do everything I need to do to be on this dashboard and all that. But let's maybe try, let's see. You said it was 313 is Whiskey 6 Echo. Let's see if I can hear anything there. Let's go to 313.
Thank you, 73. This is Whiskey 6 Echo QRZ.
Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie.
Whiskey 2 Kilo Foxtrot. Good afternoon. You're 5'9" in True Barstow, California. The name is Jim.
This is a special event station, W6E, for the Route 66 special events this week.
Okay, that's good to hear, Daryl. Thanks a lot. And you're coming in a solid 5'9", which is good because the bands are a little bit rough today. A lot of QSB back and forth. Thanks, Daryl. 73. This is Whiskey 6 Echo QRZ.
Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie, K0LWC.
Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie. Good afternoon. Another strong signal. You're 5'9" in Barstow, California. The name is June.
Thanks so much for the contact. You're 5 and 7, 57 into the state of Minnesota, about 20 miles northwest of downtown Minneapolis. The name here is Matt, Mike Alpha, Tango Tango.
Okay, Matt, very good. Thank you for the contact. And 73, this is Whiskey 6 Echo QRZ.
There you go. That was pretty easy. He is nice and strong here on this, and that was a nice contact. I have been keeping track of my contacts with the Route 66. I'm not super into getting that award or getting that certificate, if you will, but it's cool. It's a fun time to go and chase them. But I'm not chasing them like super seriously, you know. Make sure I get my stuff inserted correctly. 5'9", 5'7", 313. That all looks good. 100 watts. Okay, I'm going to submit that in. There we go. No, I use QRZ as my record of truth, and then I sync out to everything else. I don't run a software-based logbook unless I'm doing a contest. Certain contests, I will run a software-based logbook, but no, I use QRZ for everything. So bottom line is QRZ better never, ever, ever make a mistake, or I'm in real trouble. Yeah, I don't want them to lose my contacts, lose my data. I got like 12,000 contacts now. Yeah, he's super loud here too. I mean, he's fading up and down a little bit, but he's anywhere from a low end 5 and 4 up towards a 5.8. So he sounds good here. No problems whatsoever. Turn that off. Yeah. So bam. Yeah, 20 meters is doing pretty decent today. A little bit of QS Baker, which is different. What's going on, John? Good to see you in here. Just taking a spin around 20 meters here. Turn it up a little bit for you guys. Contact some DX.
Beaming northwest for the Maritime Mobile Service. Any stations for check-in, over.
Maritime Mobile net.
Adam, I think you said you're back to net, QSL?
Sounds like a net here on 288.
Okay, let me hear Roger from Kilo 7 DCE. Kilo 7 Delta Charlie Echo. This is Whiskey 5 Echo Hotel. Do you copy?
You check your email, Lee. Sometimes they cancel a net when there's a contest on the frequency.
That's what it is.
Did you get any email about canceling the net, Lee?
44, 44.
Something going on here on 268. Not sure what it is. Maybe this is a Polo? I can barely hear anybody there. Whatever is there is very light. North Dakota on Polo, 14317. Everybody needs North Dakota, right? If you need North Dakota, 14317. Oh, yeah, John. This is the plaid shirt that I'm going to wear when I go pick up my Tesla plaid. Got a little red tee on there, too. I wonder if this is a Polo or some DX station, I can't tell. Let's see if we can go here in North Dakota in the short stuff here on 20. 317, North Dakota. Again, if you need North Dakota, go and run to your radio right now, 14317. November 0 Bravo Hotel Radio is out there doing code right now.
Kilo Echo 4, this is Uniform November.
Yep. It is not touching us here in Minnesota. It's skipping right over the top of us. Looks like Alaska is operating CODA on FT 120 right now. That's cool. West Virginia, FT 4. Let's see what other spots we have.
USL, you're 5-9, North Carolina, thank you much. K0LWC.
342, Idaho. See if we can hear him. I usually do pretty good with Idaho. I think we got anything there. Sounds pretty quiet. Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie. Thanks so much for the 5 and 555. Appreciate it. You are 4-0, 4-0 into the state of Minnesota. Over. Thanks for the activation. Have fun. 73. That was Idaho on CODA. Whiskey 7 Romeo Tango Alpha. It was actually Charlie from Oregon. So that was. Here's Charlie. That's when we just made contact with there in Idaho. Who made my logo with the call sign? Actually, it was a graphic designer in Pakistan. Made my logo, actually. There we go. So, yeah, there we go. So this is Charlie, W7RTA, who is the Idaho station we just heard. So that's super cool. It's always nice, I said, to be able to put a picture, right? Here is a soda ride. There's the card I might expect. That's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, I said he wasn't moving my meter at all. I could hear his audio, but the meter was dead. So audio was 5, but the signal was 0. Yeah, so there's him. I got to put him in the logbook here. Make sure I get him put down at 14342. There we go. So again, 5-0. He gave me a 5-5 out to Idaho. Conditions weren't the best for us today. 100 watts. Yep, all looks good. Hit save record. So again, what I do with my logbook is I do everything in the QRZ in real time, unless I'm doing a contest, and then I will send it outward from here to Logbook of the World. I will send it off to EQSL and then upload it also out to Club Log. And that's how I sync it up. And then whenever I end up getting confirmations from either of those different logbooks, I then bring that back into QRZ and sync it back up. This is like my master record. So as I said before, the biggest thing for me is if QRZ ever loses all of our contacts, I'm going to be up a creek. It's not going to be good. Let's see here. 4-1, but I said he was 5. I had no problem copying him. I said maybe it's a little bit easier for me to copy because I have my headphones on, but yeah, he is out there in Idaho, which I've never been to Idaho. Always wanted to go, though. A lot of people retire to Idaho now, like northwest Idaho, which is interesting. John's going to get a plaid. That's what I think it's going to be. John is going to get a plaid, folks. John is a fellow Tesla owner. He lives here in the Twin Cities with me. So you should be able to hear me now. But yeah, this is the end of the stream, guys. I'm going to go. It's time for the afternoon game. I got to watch the Green Bay Packers. I'm not a Packer fan, just saying. But I'm going to watch the afternoon game and the Sunday night game tonight to get my first fill of football here now that we're back into season 1 of the NFL. So I'm going to shut her down for today. Thanks for all the help troubleshooting with the audio. I got some more testing, learning, and tweaking to do. We'll keep an eye out for the videos coming out about the Dakota Lithium power box and the solar panels. So watch out for that. It's going to be a very, very cool video. I look forward to getting out portable, seeing what this thing can do with the 7300. I'll probably be running my Chameleon end-fed antenna is what I'll be running when I'm out there. I'll probably bring the drone out, use that to hang up the wire somewhere. So just, again, watch for that. I'll let you know how that Dakota Lithium stuff works out. I got another video coming out in the next hour or two. Watch for that video. It's the 5 things that ham radio operators that are new to the hobby should know. So watch out for that video. It's dropping like this afternoon. But that's it, guys. Thanks for coming out, hanging out. If you've been here for a while, I appreciate it. Thanks for all your help, as always. Hopefully you found it entertaining. Mike, good luck on your POTA activation today. Trey, thanks for you hanging out if you're still in there. Sean, if you're still listening while you're out there doing your POTA activation, again, I appreciate every one of you. And watch for more videos coming out on the Yaesu FT5D. Those are coming up. So have a great rest of your weekend, guys. Go relax, enjoy it, get on the radio, watch a little football, do what you're going to do. But again, I appreciate every one of you guys. 73, and we'll catch you again.